My name is Wanda C. Jones. I am a judge in the Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court General Division, and I was appointed in December of 2021.
What made you, first of all, want to become a lawyer and eventually a judge?
So, I actually have a pretty diverse background. I worked in banking for a number of years and went to school in the evenings, got my bachelor's degree while working at the bank during the day. And the reason I ended up doing that is because I started my family very young, and I thought I would get a good government job at the post office, and then realized that I was a terrible mail lady. And one day I was walking, and the snowflakes started falling, and I thought, I can't get through another winter carrying mail. I have much respect for people who do it. It's very hard work, and we should appreciate our mail carriers. And anyhow, I decided I have to go back to school to finish my degree. So I got a job at a bank, went to school in the evening, and worked there for a number of years. Realized that I wanted to do something else. I didn't want to retire doing that. So I did a little, career survey. Banking wasn't on the list. Law and medicine were. I felt like I was too old at that time to go to medical school, so I applied to law school. I was in my 30s. I graduated from law school in 2012, so I was in my 30s when I decided to go to law school.
So how do we take the state from being an attorney to a judge?
So my very first day of law school, I was sitting in Professor Dina Davis's torts class, and we went through the very first case, and that was the moment that I realized I actually want to be the one writing these decisions and interpreting and applying the law. So that's when I decided I wanted to become a judge.
What has been your favorite part of it?
Actually, this time around, because this is my second appointment. I was appointed for the first time by Governor Kasich in 2018, at the end of 2018. This time around, I feel like that same feeling I had in that first day of law school, like this is where I belong, this is what I was meant to do. So I would have to say coming back to the bench has been my favorite part. I need to tell you why that's my favorite part. The very first hearing that I had when I got back, it was one of the first hearings I had when I got back. I had done a tour at this place called the Village of Healing. It's a new project to help African American women who are of childbearing age with mentoring and support, and to help try to address the high mortality rates of Black children, Black babies and mothers in Cuyahoga County. And I did the tour, and I thought, how can I incorporate what these women are doing in the work that I'm doing in my court? So one of the hearings, I had a young woman who I mentioned to her that she had some involvement with children's services, and I mentioned to her that she should reach out to them. Her eyes lit up. I'm pretty sure she did. I hope she did. But that was really fulfilling, that she listened to me, and I know that she appreciated that I cared, and I think I made a difference for her.
And I think a lot of people see judges, and it's kind of, well, it's always going to be scary if you have to go before a judge.
Right.
But I don't think a lot of people realize how much work judges do to help people.
Right.
You are not in this job because you want to punish people. You want to help people.
Right. That's absolutely right. Someone asked me how the community should separate social work and being a judge, because it seems like a lot of our job is social work. And I said, I don't think you can. It's the same as asking me to separate being African American and being a woman. I'm both. You can't separate them. And it's the same with judges. if you're a good judge and you're doing the job the way it was intended, you're going to use your diversity of background, you're going to use your experiences, and most importantly, the law and the facts that you have in front of you, and you're going to make decisions that keep the public safe and the community safe, but help that person be able to fit into the community and be productive and push us along as a community, so, and advance us. So I don't think you can separate the two, because that's all you're doing is identifying what the person needs and crafting some solution for them that you order them to comply with.
As we celebrate Black History Month, how important is this to you?
Well, when I was on the bench the first time, there were only 3 elected Black judges. As I come back this time, there are still only 3 elected Black judges. I think it is critically important that we, instead of just saying Black Lives Matter all the time, putting little signs in front of our yards and, posting little fists on Instagram, that we actually show people that diversity and Black Lives Matter by voting for and keeping, people who are experienced and know what they're doing and that care about the community and that have diverse backgrounds and experiences. It's the only way to ensure that everyone gets justice.
What would be your message to a young person, maybe trying to decide what they want to do with their lives? Is it a career in law? What kind of advice do you give people?
So I am always on the lookout for young people who are interested in law, whether they want to be lawyers or judges, but in particular judges. And I say to them, you have to try lots of different things. And when you find that one thing that you're willing to do for free, like you are willing to be here and my husband has to call me and say, it's time to come home, you gotta come home. Because I'm entrenched in some legal analysis that I'm doing. When you find that thing that that's what you're passionate about, and that's what you should pursue. And if there are young people out there that reach out to me, I always make time for them, every time. So that's my message to them, is keep pushing, ask questions, ask a lot of questions, and don't ever feel like people will think poorly of you for asking. That's really what a sign of intelligence is.
Is there anything we haven't covered that you would like to add?
I just think it's critically important, as I said before, that we make sure that we have 3 branches of government. We have our judicial branch, we have our executive branch, and we have our legislative branch, that those 3 branches remain separate. We do not want politicians as judges, and we don't want judges writing laws through their decisions. We want these to be separate. That is what makes our Constitution for Ohio and the Constitution of the United States work. It's the only thing. That's my message. So pay attention in civics class.